game.
Process, isn't
it's all
it?
part of the. Are we recording now?
It is all part of the process. It is
yeah,
indeed.
we are.
And we are recording and we're back.
Episode 5! Is it
still-
episode 5 or 3?
Still to this day, I don't know why you lean back when you talk.
Oh, sorry, yeah, I do it all the time.
We literally have this talk every time before we do an episode. We have this talk about telling people how to talk into the microphone and stuff.
And I go complete
And then
opposite.
he does this. He'll sit back and go, and guys, welcome to the show.
And we're back!
But how you doing, man? How are you doing?
I'm good. I see you last week, Mike.
I actually wasn't talking to you. I was
You
talking, that's why I looked directly at the guest when I was talking.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
so
no,
you
I'm really
just
good.
must be a little bit cock-eyed.
Really good. Thanks for inviting me.
Alright, see you later then, Luke.
I'm still a bit unsure what I'm actually doing here.
Listen,
And,
Lou, the
it's
object of this
first time-
podcast is just a normal, basically a pub conversation.
Okay.
Anything you want to say, anything goes.
Anything I want to say.
Anything.
In that case, can I get something off my chest
What's it
before we
about?
get started? It's something I really want. It's happened to me a couple of days ago, and it's been irking me for a little while. And I just want to speak about this because if I can only get this into one person in England's skull, the place would be better. It'll be a better country to live in.
What is it?
Right, okay, the other day I found money in my pocket. You know what that is?
Asshole.
Like when you find a bit of money in your pocket. It was only a tenner.
10 as a tenner.
10 is a tenner, but you find money in your pocket. There's that instant sort of, oh, I'm glad I found that. I didn't have that. But that was straight away. That was replaced by sort of a bit of dread because that £10 note I found was from the Royal Bank of Scotland. So it was a Scottish tenner. Scottish note. So it doesn't. It's the value's the same, but it just looks a bit different. Regardless of that,
There you go.
I thought,
That sounds like racist money, to be fair.
well,
Listen,
it's all pound sterling. It all counts. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, I sort of dismissed it. Great, I got a tenner, put it to one side. The other day, I was making myself a steak, beautiful steak, about 2 inches thick, and it was delicious. But I don't like oven chips, and I
Blasphemy.
could not be bothered to start peeling spuds and doing all this. Do you know what I mean? So I
I'm
thought,
so into how these two tie together. Honestly,
I'm
we were like Scottish notes, steak and chips. I'm right on the edge of my seat.
We'll get to that.
can't wait
I'll
to see
explain.
where
I
this
just it's been bothering me, and I want to get this off my chest. Anyway, I've got a shop at the end of my road, a chicken shop, and
Like every other corner in
I
London.
said to my daughter, "Please, darling, run down the chicken shop and grab us a box of chips. £2, lovely."
Oh, hold up a
fantastic.
sec. Listen, I've got a question. You prefer chicken shop chips, the thin, shitty chips, over oven chips, yeah?
I actually don't, but in this case,
You just wanted something quick and
I
easy.
wanted just the steak was the king here. Do you know what I mean? I wanted that steak.
Yeah.
Didn't want it on its own. I wanted some chips on the side. Do you know
Alright,
what I mean?
got it.
Didn't want the oven
I'm following,
chips.
I'm
Couldn't be
following.
bothered to start peeling and messing about with like spuds. Do you know what I mean? So I thought, send her down the shop, down the chicken shop, grab some chips, done. Anyway, I haven't got any money. Then I remembered I had that tenner left over. So I thought, surely in 2021, no one's going to be that callous that they're going to send a 12-year-old kid away because she hasn't got the right denomination of money. Do you know what I mean? So I gave her the money. Even she looked at me. She goes, "Oh, this
How
looks a
much
bit
was
different."
these chips?
They're £2. Do you know what I mean? They're £2. Anyway, I gave her the 10. I said, "Look, just order the food, yeah? And by then it's too late. Do you know what I mean? Like you give him hand him the £10 note, done. Do you know what I mean? He's gonna take it, and you bring back the change." Anyway, about 5 minutes later, she comes back, no chips, holding his tenner in her hand. So I said, "What happened?" She goes, "Oh, the guy said he doesn't take this money. It's not, it's
not
the
real
money.
sterling.
It's not the real money." So then I had to put on my work boots, walk all the way down the
Could've
shop. I
just
looked like
put
an
on a pair of
absolute
sliders.
nutter. I had a pair of shorts on and these like Dr. Martens like work boots, you know what I mean? And a t-shirt.
It's your normal outfit.
Because I was indoors, you know what I mean?
Well,
I
nobody-
weren't planning on going out. Anyway, I've gone down to the chicken shop. I've burst through the doors, a couple of roadmen standing there ordering their food, a couple of other people hovering around, you know what I mean? I've gone straight to the front of the thing.
taking so many turns.
I was fuming.
Also, when you're talking, if you talk like
Closer?
Yeah,
Closer?
yeah.
Okay. I was raging. So I've gone onto the thing. It's all, now with the COVID, everything like all plastic thing on the front of the screen and that. So I've gone bursting through the door. I banged on the screen and said, "You just sent my 12-year-old daughter away. Why did you do that?" He goes, "Oh no, we don't take this money." I said, "What, you don't take money? What's wrong with this money? What's wrong with it?" It happens to be pound sterling. right? There are different banks that issue money. You've got the Ulster Bank in Northern Ireland, you've got Scottish money, Royal Bank of Scotland, even Jersey has got their own money. There's nothing wrong with it. You take that down the bank, they exchange it. It's perfectly fine. It's legal tender.
Legal tender.
Oh, and then I'm arguing with the guy. And eventually, he gave me the chips, he took the money, and he gave me change. But it's the aggro of it. Please, people, can you, from now on, just get it into your skull that just because the money looks a little bit different, just because it hasn't got the Queen's head on it, it's still pound sterling, and you're allowed to take it, and you get the same value for your money. That's it, done. That's all I wanted to get off my chest. It's been burning me for 2 days now.
That was the worst ending to a story ever.
Well,
the build-up was fucking amazing.
Listen,
I was on the edge of my seat. It was funny. And then, you got the chips in the end.
I got the chips.
Like, I would have been happy if you'd have dragged him over the counter and threw him through the window.
I mean, come on, what sort of nonsense is that? We're not about that. Do you know what I mean? But I just felt it had
You
to
could
be
have
said.
chinned the road, man.
I hope that somebody has listened to this and gone, oh yeah, you can take Scottish money over here, and they're going to do that from now on, and that'll be.
And they say that this show doesn't provide value to the British public.
Who gave you the Scottish money?
Well, that's what I don't know. I travel to Scotland a lot. I support a club up in Scotland called Hibernian FC. So I go up there regularly.
You also support Tottenham.
I also support Spurs. Yeah.
Great shout. Great choice.
Shows you the value of you.
But no, I go up to Scotland quite regularly. It's a beautiful country.
I thought you might have got it because obviously, you're a delivery driver, and you
yes,
deliver parcels and things like that.
Yeah.
So I thought you might have got it from a tip or something like that.
No.
Do you get tips on delivery?
Yeah, 100%.
Do you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, don't bet on a three-legged horse or like cash money, like Scottish.
Often it's cash.
Scottish money.
Do you know what? Sometimes people give you little gifts and stuff like around Christmas time and whatnot. Or there's a lady that I do deliveries to, elderly like a West Indian lady, and without fail,
why can't
do
she
you know
just
what?
be a
I
lady?
love this woman so much because every time I go there do her delivery,
She gives you a bit of chicken.
Gives me she gives me money. It's either it's either a fiver.
Too much,
or
man.
it's a tenner. It's either a fiver or it's a tenner, or and she
every time you do a delivery.
Every time I do a delivery, once.
You're terrible for delivery because you get deliveries all the time.
If I did that, I get 14 deliveries a day, so I'd be broke as fuck.
Listen, have you seen TikTok? Do you follow TikTok? You on TikTok? Like,
no.
do you scroll through it or nothing? You follow TikTok?
What's TikTok?
TikTok, you know what TikTok.
What's TikTok?
You're always on TikTok. You love TikTok.
Explain it to me.
You know what
I've
TikTok.
heard of it. The kids.
But have you seen that thing on TikTok? The things where they mimic the parcel delivery guys.
Oh yeah,
the different companies.
And they throw it.
Like they kick it and things like that. As you're a delivery guy, like we won't ask you to sort of name your company that you work for.
No.
But can you rate the companies? Because you know about this. Because you all do a lot of shit.
So I used to work for my Hermes, and I know from experience.
You got herpes, more like.
Yeah, my I'm not going to repeat that sentence. For me, when I started working for my Hermes, this was years ago. It was literally I called them up, asked for a job. They were like, "Yeah, sure, come in for an interview."
Because that's just normal people. Right?
They just asked me for like my driver's license.
Yeah.
And then literally it was, I go in my normal car, I get given a route, and they just give me all the parcels and I go, that's it. That was it.
You can include your company that you work for, you don't need to say which company you work for, but which, like, in order of all the ones that you know,
well, it depends.
How many are there? Was it Hermes, FedEx,
I think, for
UPS,
me, I have...
DPD...
I love a bit of DHL, but that's because...
Parcel Force. So let's go out of them 6.
I think in terms of companies, I think you got like first and foremost you've got to just look.
Don't sit on the fence, just rate.
No. First of all, you can't just go, oh, they're the best, because every company's got shit drivers,
all right.
and every company's got good drivers.
Right,
do you know what I mean?
For
the whole package, what I dislike about it, from my point of view, if I was sat at home and the geezer turns up, I wouldn't be a fan. What Yodel? I'm sorry, I'm gonna say.
This is all Sunny. This is all Sunny.
They're the worst. Sorry.
Right, so we go Yodel's the worst.
They might have lovely people working for them.
Right. Fuck Yodel. Don't worry about them.
From my perspective, if I was sat at home waiting on a delivery, I wouldn't be too keen on them.
All right, so Yodel's the worst.
Sunny, we are not going to sit here and list all of the British distribution companies.
Hermes is good. They do the job.
Is that the ones that deliver themselves?
They're in their own car.
No, they're bollocks. Because I ordered a next day delivery the other day from River Island, just some t-shirts, and it fucking next day delivery come 3 days later. Fuck Hermes, they're shit.
But they do work hard and they do try the best and everything.
No one wants a good try.
They turn up.
The good try is the fat kid at sports day running with the egg, bruv. He don't even make it to the end. He starts eating it. That's a good tryer.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Listen, I don't want a good try. I want someone that fucking succeeds.
Someone does the thing.
Do you know what I mean? You want someone that does their job.
There's a couple of other ones, I suppose.
Come on. So Yodel, Hermes are the worst.
Hermes not the worst. I didn't say that.
Right, let's go from best. Let's go top.
Oh, Sonny, no one get.
Everyone cares about this. Everyone cares. Everyone.
I'm happy to put Yodel at the bottom and just leave it at that.
Who's number one though?
DHL.
Fuck DHL.
I'd go with DPD, but
DVD.
That's, as I said, it's a personal choice.
DHL is good though, but I don't like them because they sponsor Man United. So fuck them.
Do they really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
I like them because they do clothes.
Yeah. But again, it's like the company. You've got to look at the company. So whatever company you order from, they then pick the delivery company. And what happens is, if you're a customer at home, you think that this is another big bugbear of mine. If you're as a delivery driver, that's one of the worst things. People think that you're responsible for the items. So you'll turn up and the first thing someone will say to you is, and this every driver hates this, don't care who you work for, they'll say to you, "What is it? What's in it?" You've ordered it. Like, you tell me what's in it.
What's in it?
I don't think I've ever looked.
I don't care. If it's got my name on it. If it's got my name on it and comes from the IRA, I'm taking it.
Trust me, not a day goes past where I don't get asked that at least 4 or 5 times. And what makes me laugh is, if the postman brings you a letter, you're not going to say, "Oh, who's it from?" You're just going to take the letter, you're going to open it, you're going to look at it, and that's the end of it. Do you know what I mean? And people do that.
Actually, I say that now. I actually probably at least once a day will go, "Ooh, what's this?"
I wonder what it is. That's different. Not what is in it.
People do
open
that.
it in front of me right now. Tell me what it is.
Right, this
Well, the other thing people do, which is very annoying, is they will sort of make you responsible for what's in it. They think for some reason that you've collected that box on its own, put some silk gloves on, preferably. You've carried the box all the way, carefully, on a satin sheet, and then you've carefully brought it to their door. And now you've got nothing else to do. That's it. That's all you've done.
To be fair, that'd be a good gap in the market if someone launched a company like that.
I don't think. Well, they wouldn't make a lot of money. You know what I mean? Like, how much would it cost? But either way, look, drivers are not responsible for what's in the parcel. If you've got a problem with the delivery, or people often say to you, "Oh, can you wait? I've just got to check it." No, it's like me saying to you, "Oh, I don't want this phone bill." Do you know what I mean? Like,
just check it. Let me check all the numbers that are on it.
I haven't rang all these people.
Check if your husband's ringing that fucking naughty little babe station.
I haven't rang all these people. Why would you know what I mean? It's nothing to do with the postman. Same way, it's nothing to do with the delivery man. What is inside your box? Do you know what I mean? So that's another one of the things that happens a lot.
You know what's funny? I like how at the beginning of this show, before we started recording, we were all talking, and he was like, "Oh, I don't know. He's like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I don't know how I'm going to do this." And we're like 15 minutes in, destroying every posting system in the UK.
Go to our Instagram; it'll be LinkedIn. We got behind the scenes footage.
And we'd like to thank our partners Yodel for sponsoring this episode.
For all the deliveries that me and Mike will never receive again.
You'll find stuff in the ditch somewhere else.
Anytime I order a TV from Yodel, it's going to get cut in half.
Yeah. Right, Lou, we know you're a big football fan.
Oh, here we go.
No, I won't talk about Tottenham because they're shit, but we won't go there.
Right,
it gets into a heated debate. It's just not worth it.
Well, it's one of the things. It's impossible talking.
I'm going to talk about another thing that you're passionate about.
Oh, here we go.
Boxing.
I love boxing. Love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah.
You like boxing? You like boxing?
Yeah.
It's my favourite sport.
Let's talk, as we're on social media,
yeah.
Let's talk Tommy Fury, Jake Paul.
Yeah, I mean...
What do you think of Jake Paul, first off? Just
actually,
as a person.
Before going into the specifics, as like a whole topic for both of you and all three of us talk, how do you think about influencers doing exhibition matches with boxers? Like, because obviously boxing is a sport and it's a profession, and then you have like football, you have, what's the one where they do it every year, where the
1-0 Chelsea.
Yes! Come on! I'm a Chelsea!
1-0 Chelsea.
Who scored?
Who cares?
I like it. You're taking
who? Timo Werner? Yeah. I've got a bet on him. Let's go, Timo.
We can see that Sonny takes this show very seriously.
Seriously, yeah.
Take football
seriously. Yeah, like, cause obviously they do. Is it like Football Aid or whatever? Where the celebrities play? Soccer Aid.
Soccer Aid. I fucking.
So they do stuff like that. but I don't ever see like influencers doing football and stuff like that. So like, what's your opinion on influencers
Boxing.
going into boxing?
Listen, it's got its own sort of niche. It's no different than people doing like white collar fights and these sort of things. I think there's a place for it in boxing, and also, you know, you can't knock these people. They're YouTubers. Do you know what I mean? They wanna. If people want to watch it, that's fine. Who am I to sit there and go, oh, you know, where I dislike it is when it becomes sort of the waters get muddied. So I'm not a fan of. Is it Logan or Jake Paul?
Jake Paul's the one fighting Ben Askren next. But to be fair, Jake Paul is the only influencer that's actually going to fight a professional fighter now.
Yeah, but again, like, you see, this is where I have the problem.
I like his boxing. I don't think he looks bad.
He does. He's terrible.
You think he looks bad?
He's a terrible boxer. And it's a bit of an insult to people that, you know, like, he's obviously got his following, and fair play to him. He's done a marvellous job, do you know what I mean, with all of that. Where I have a problem with it is, like, boxers go through blood, sweat and tears, the sacrifices
whole
they
life
make.
To fight.
They live the life, and, you know, and often for little money, like a couple of grand here, you know, and then you've got some bloke turning up that's got loads of followers from something else, and then he's bringing them people over and then doing boxing and stuff, and I just find it a little bit.
Yeah, but do you think a lot of people don't like it because he's got such a massive following?
I think people don't like it because
he's got them big paychecks.
They've taken the score off him. I don't know why.
Fucking VAR! What a cunt!
That's funny. No, I just think we've got to be very careful here. Do you know what I mean? And let's not insult the boxers. Do you know what I mean? Like, see, like the other day they had the Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. The exhibition match, and I just thought, you know what? Fair play to them. There's the two legends.
I thought it was pathetic that they didn't give someone the win.
Nah, I knew that would happen. Do you know what I mean?
Unless there was a knockout.
You just knew that would happen, and it would never be a knockout. They even said before, and he wouldn't knock out.
I just think it's a bit shit.
But I just think have it this side and have boxing this side. Don't start mixing it up and going. You know, when you have boxers on the undercard of YouTubers, I'm out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that is not for me.
Billy Jones Saunders was on the undercard of. Was it the Logan Paul KSI fight?
It was one of them.
Billy Jones Saunders is a world
champion
champion fighter. He was a headline fight. He's fighting Canelo next.
Yeah, the thing is, you can't be a curmudgeon about these things, an old-fashioned fogey. Do you know what I mean?
But boxing is very money-orientated, isn't it? It's very
everything.
But I think everything's money-orientated.
Everything.
But in the UFC, you have to fight the best, don't they? Like, you have to.
Yeah, but the thing is, for me, okay, for like my perspective on it is like, because I was a darts. I'm always been like a darts fan, and for me, darts is
180.
Darts is a lot more different because like you can't. It's a weird thing because you can't be famous and do it because if it's darts is darts, like you either play or you can't. Whereas boxing, I'm not saying boxing is not a real sport because it's like a ridiculous sport, but I mean in terms of entertainment, I feel like these people are like coming and they're just entertaining. I think it is obviously mad, but okay, for me another thing as well is like it's like comparing men's football to women's football.
Exactly,
like,
two different sports.
People like women train. There are women that train just as hard as male footballers, but won't ever get paid the same amount because it's just ad revenue.
Well, that's what
also you have to have that interest. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's marvellous that women are doing football, but I'm sorry, bar a few sort of incidents like England getting into the semi-final, when all of a sudden everybody's watching women's football. Nobody's going to go on a Saturday afternoon and going to watch, I don't know, Huddersfield ladies play Stoke United ladies. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not going to happen.
But that's the thing, at the same time, is it not more positive that this could get an entire generation into boxing? Because they might not have connected.
Because like the people that are YouTubers, like the Minecraft kids and things like that, never watched boxing before. They do follow Jake Paul.
No, I think what will happen is they want to watch
Jake Paul taking over boxing.
They want to watch whoever the YouTuber is.
But you never know. But some people become
fans. But if the YouTubers fight, like don't get me wrong, like it's
an
exhibition.
I think people find their way into the sport anyway.
Right, but it's an exhibition. Jake Paul fighting Ben Askren, because Ben Askren's not a boxer; he's a wrestler. Like, he's never knocked no one out. I don't think he's ever even put someone down with a punch. But Tommy Fury and Jake Paul Tommy Fury is a boxer. Jake Paul's had 3 less fights. If he fights Ben Askren and wins, then fights Tyson Fury. Technically, Tommy Fury's been Tommy Fury's been fighting his whole life.
Fucking hell.
If Jake Paul goes in the ring and beats Tommy Fury,
don't be ridiculous.
Yeah, but no, listen, just
come on.
Just hear me out. Just hear me out.
Yeah.
But if he does, Does he deserve the respect of a boxer?
Of course he does. Do you know what I mean? But he's not. That's never going to happen.
But how do you know that? You never
We
know.
do know. We know.
don't
We know
that.
for sure. Look, there's an art to boxing.
Like,
There's levels.
has Tommy Fury really fought anyone? The last person he fought has
No.
done 9 fights and lost 9
No,
fights.
but Tommy Fury
has
has
never
been
gone.
training.
Had never gone past the second round. He went 3 rounds with Tommy Fury.
No. But listen, there are levels to this. So Tommy Fury would have been involved in boxing all his life. He would have boxed at amateur levels. He would have then boxed. Now he's turned over professional. In Britain and in most countries.
Listen, he was professional before he went to Love Island.
Me and you can't just turn up and go, yeah, we'll turn pro. You have to get a license from the. You cannot.
do that, though.
You have to get a license from. You can ask to be, but you have to get a license from the British Board of Boxing Control. And what they do is they will come and either watch a sparring session. And based on that, they will judge whether you get a license or not. So you can't just have anybody. Otherwise, you'd have anybody in there. And I'm afraid these sort of it's no different than white collar boxing, and that's fantastic. I think that's great. Do you know what I mean? A couple of people having a scrap, even from this company, they get in there and they have a scrap, and it's fantastic.
Raising money
and they're
for charity.
raising money. It's a beautiful thing, fantastic. But please don't then go. I'll tell you what. I've had a little ruck in doing white collar. Now I'm going to take on Tommy Fury, who, regardless of his record, he's a professional boxer. Like,
So is Jake Paul though.
He is not.
No, but he is. He has a professional license. If you think about it, he's been on bigger stages than Tommy Fury.
But only because he's a YouTuber. If
Yeah,
Jake Paul was a bloke working at
technically Tommy Fury's a reality star. He's
No,
a
no,
reality
he
star.
was- no, he was
Listen,
boxing
the only
before he was
reason-
reality
listen,
star.
No, he had one fight before.
Yeah,
he
but he
went
was
to
boxing
reality.
before he
The
was
only
reality
reason he's headlining shows or is up there because he's got such a following. Because technically he's boxing a career.
But it's also because he's Tyson Fury.
It's Tyson
Yeah, exactly.
Fury.
So,
Tyson
listen,
Fury's
so
brother,
he's gone into boxing. Don't get me wrong. I think Tommy would beat Jake Paul. Don't get me
but
wrong.
it
But
would
just
be
hear
a
me
beat
out.
down.
But just hear me out.
Sonny likes to play devil's advocate.
Just hear me out. Right?
I'm hearing, but it's
Is
difficult
he
to listen
living?
when
Listen,
someone's
Jake Paul's
going.
got a massive following, right? He's got a big thing. Is Tommy Fury not living from Tyson Fury's fame and name, from the Fury name, and living off the back of Mone's presence on social media?
Well, it's a
Is
weird
that not the same thing as what Jake Paul's done?
No, it's
Is
not.
it not though? Is
No,
it
it's not.
Because Jake Paul was a social media star, and then because he's got such a big star, he's got such a big pay grade.
Can I speak? So
Jake Paul's getting paid the same money that Tyson Fury is.
Right, shut up and stop.
Can I address that? Like, number one, yeah, it's a lot of ifs and buts and maybes here, yeah. But fact is it Logan or Jake Paul?
Jake Paul.
I keep them two muddled up. So let's say Jake Paul was working in, I don't know, Halfords. Do you know what I mean? He would not be getting these these shows and doing all the rest of it. So that is the only reason. No, but the thing about Tommy Fury is there's a okay, he happens to be Tyson Fury's brother, but there is a likelihood that he probably would have been a boxer. His dad was a boxer. A lot of his cousins are boxers.
It doesn't mean if your family are boxers.
No, it
you're a
doesn't
boxer.
mean
Look at
that.
David
But what I'm
Beckham's
saying
kids.
is,
None of them are footballers.
What I'm saying is he has earned his craft. Do you know what I mean?
Because he's had 5 fights against 5 people and never won a fight.
But he's a professional boxer.
So's Jake Paul now.
He's
Jake
not.
Paul.
But he's got a license.
He's got a license. He's had 2 professional
I'll
fights.
tell you what we'll do. I hope they fight. I really hope they fight.
think
I hope someone gets. I've never said this. You know what I mean? But I wish he gets hurt. Not badly. Not maimed.
I want
Not maimed, but I want him to get hurt badly and put a stop to this YouTube nonsense. There's a place for it. Don't get me wrong. It's fantastic. The 2 YouTubers fighting each other. Great. Let's do this. No problem at all.
Did you see
Please
Canelo
not-
said he'd fight both of them in the same night?
Canelo could fight both of them on the same night with a blindfold and one arm tied behind his back, and he'd beat them both.
Ginger.
100%. No,
in a wheelchair.
you've got to there gets to the point where you've got to respect the sport a little bit. You know what I mean? Especially because these people are
I'll
working
tell you
hard.
what then, if you got respect for it a little bit, why did probably the greatest fighter of all time have a fight, sign a fight to fight Logan Paul before it got called off?
Who's that?
Floyd Mayweather.
He's not the greatest of all time, in my opinion. But you
He's
know,
one.
in his way.
He's one.
but again, with Floyd Mayweather, he's in very big danger of besmirching his career and his legendary
That
status.
fight he had with is it the Japanese kid?
He fought some Japanese
The Japanese
karate
kid, did you
guy,
see that?
Yeah,
and
no,
the
For
Conor
he got like £10
McGregor,
million for it. He got like
the
10
Conor
million for it.
McGregor thing, and all
The
that.
Conor McGregor thing I thought was different because at least Conor McGregor is a combat sport person. Like he is in that.
But
world.
then but this is the whole thing. It's like there's no grey area. It's either black or white. Like, is it boxing? Is it not boxing?
Exactly.
Well, it's exhibition of professional fights, isn't it?
Is a basketballer going to be a footballer? Do you know what I mean?
It's like saying, are the Globetrotters basketballers?
Yeah. I think you have to give Jake Paul some credit for getting in the ring with actual fighters. You have to give him some.
No, because it's a different sport.
What about if he walks in and beats up Ben Askren? What do people say then?
Well, but Ben Askren is not. He's not.
You can't keep using that excuse. He's still a fucking fighter.
Yeah, but
that you said this sport, his whole life to fight, and Jake Paul's only fought for 2 years.
But Sonny, it's a different sport entirely. Is a basketballer going to beat?
Ben Askren is not.
Is a basketballer going to beat a footballer?
Ben Askren isn't, no? He's only lost 2 fights in his whole career.
No, but Ben Askren is not a boxer. Do you know what I mean? And
So
that's
why-
my point.
but he's
It's a
obviously
whole
confident.
Do you know what?
He took the
Even right down to the stance. Do you know what I mean? Like boxing is a completely different sport. Do you know what I mean? I like MMA, but it's on this side and boxing's on that side. I actually hate it when people try and compare. Oh,
You have to learn how to box to go into MMA.
No, you have to be able to strike if you
It's
want
the
an
same
MMA. Yeah, but it's not. It's a different stance completely. Boxing is different. You don't have to worry about someone kicking your leg. You don't have to worry about someone taking you
Alright,
down.
listen, let's put it on this perspective.
Yeah.
We both know Nathaniel Wood, right?
Yeah,
UFC fighter.
yeah.
Do you think that he could go into boxing?
He probably
Do
could.
you think he could go into boxing?
I think he could go
And
into
fight
boxing, and
someone.
he's got.
Why is that though? Why is it different for Nathaniel Wood to do it and Ben Askren not to?
No, it's not. It's no different. But what I'm saying is, if Nathaniel Wood went into boxing tomorrow, and went into a boxing gym, he probably would struggle against someone that boxes for a living. Do you know what I mean? The same way the boxer would struggle fighting Nate.
Yeah, but
then-
do you know what I mean?
You're
So-
saying
so
Jake
the
Paul
boxer
isn't
would-
a fighter.
So, all right, on a
You can't have it one way and have it
No,
another.
I'm not saying
so
that.
hold on. So on a flip side, okay, so completely different sport, but exact same premise. It's like Michael Jordan going into baseball.
Exactly,
Oh, he was shit.
exactly, and he was shocking.
But
He
it's
was
two,
shocking.
that's
eh?
two completely different sports.
But so
But
is UFC.
MMA, you still need striking ability
But
to
Sonny,
be in
it's a
MMA.
different- it's a different
Swinging a
thing.
fucking bat and fucking
No,
throwing
no,
a ball is
it's
two,
a diff-
completely
it's still-
different things.
I'm telling
It's
you
two
now.
completely different techniques.
No,
you
and
need
so is
boxing in
MMA.
You're talking
You don't need boxing in MMA. You need to be able to. You need to be able to strike.
You're
So it's a
talking
different. It's a different thing. Trust me. It's a listen, boxers can. You can start off doing boxing and then go into MMA, but that it's you'll be surprised how they go. Wow, this is so different. I've seen boxers train MMA, and the first thing they say, they go, "Wow, this is just completely different." Even from the way you stand. If you stand like a
Well,
boxer
obviously
in an
it's
MMA
different.
ring, some Brazilian will grab you by the waist, throw you on the floor like a rag doll, and be choking your fucking neck. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like it is
Okay,
very,
so-
very different.
Alright.
So for me personally, it means absolutely nothing if whoever Joe Paul, what's his name?
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul.
Right.
If Jake Paul was to fight Ben Askren, it means nothing.
So to put a line on this,
Let's
the
finish.
conversation, which is, I feel like not gonna go either way. Which is okay.
I'm
Just
right.
to simply sum up, if Jake Paul did put down Fury and win, how would that make you feel about him as a fighter? Just simple as one line.
I'd give him his respect for doing that, but it would never happen. You know what I mean?
No, it's just an if. It was just an if. It's like
if it woulda, coulda, shoulda, brother.
If it did happen, I would, of course, you've got to give the man his respect. Then, do you know what I mean?
Listen, who do you think is going to win on a boxing, all boxing now?
Yes,
Canelo, Billy Joe Saunders.
it's going to be Canelo, I'm afraid. Yeah,
It's Canelo for me.
I like Billy
I go
Joe
with that.
Saunders. He's
I
a
like
great
Billy Joe
fighter,
Saunders.
but
I think the only person that was going to beat Canelo would have been Callum Smith.
nah, Billy
And
Joe
he-
Saunders
and he
better
got-
than Callum Smith.
Your phone. Mike's phone's fucked.
Yeah, Billy Joe Saunders better than Callum Smith.
yes, right. You guys keep going.
Yeah, so
Mike's storage has run out again for the second video.
Billy Joe Saunders is a good boxer. He's very slick. He's very, he moves well and stuff like that. But I just think Canelo, he's on that sort of trajectory at the minute where you just cannot see him getting beat. I tell you what though, right? I had the same thing about Lomachenko. I'd watched Lomachenko and I was thinking, who on earth can beat this guy?
Do you think he lost that fight?
Well, against Lopez.
Yeah.
I think he did. Yeah, but where the Lopez thing, I think Lomachenko just went too big. He's not really a natural lightweight. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or is it super lightweight even? He is more in the lower divisions. No one will beat him. And I just think he went too big and eventually that cost him. So
Mike used to moan at me all the time, right? Do you know what we got to do when this cuts out on the edit? Right, we're just gonna put a picture of your face there.
Put a picture of my face.
Yeah,
This is
right.
what it looks like when Mike fucks up.
Fucks up everything,
As
right?
you-
He knows it all the time.
Can't you
without
do
knowing
that
his
thing
face.
where you just have a picture of your face and then like move the mouse?
Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we
No,
do.
no.
And do you know what the thing is, right? You used to moan at me all the time for this.
Yeah.
And now twice, the last 2 podcasts, this has happened to Mike, and he fucking hates it with a passion because Mike is like so tech savvy.
I've got to say, Mike, you've got a great little setup here.
Oh, this is all me.
Huh?
This is all me. This is all my.
Is it all
phone.
you? Yeah,
Oh,
I'm sure it
fuck
is.
off!
I'm sure it is.
You did have an.
On a
absolute-
different note, Blossom Hill. Other wines are available, but we'll take a sponsorship.
I'm gonna get you a rubber mat. Just you. I'm
100%.
gonna get you a rubber mat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you a rubber mat. Just so when you hit like a child, like a play mat, a play mat. Put little bits of sand on there, some little toys and
Make
some shapes.
little sandcastle.
You know the shapes that you put into the.
Yes,
boxes, the figures.
I'm gonna put it all, and at the end we'll show Sonny's art piece to the crowd. Right, the video's. I'm uploading the video online so that I can remove it.
Oh, got you.
There you guys are all good.
Mike's just losing the flow. Don't worry about him. We're going to talk about Mike's nail polish
That's
while
why
he's
I want the
away.
camera.
We're going to talk about Mike's nail varnish. How do you feel about? Would you paint your nails, Lou?
No, I would have to go with a no for me.
No?
Personally. But I mean, listen, I have to like learn that.
What to do it yourself?
It's no secret. I'm in my 40s, early 40s, mine, but I'm in my 40s, and I have to learn. I can't. I
you're
try
rolling.
not to be one of them old sort of fuddy duddies. You know what I mean? Them old sort of
Right.
old, that's never willing to sort of change and never willing to accept new things. And you know, you have to accept fashion changes, music changes, all these things change. I cannot stand when people go, "Oh, back in my day,
Yeah, that's
it was
weird,
all
isn't
better," and it's better for you.
I think it's quite common now for boys to paint their fingernails.
Is it really?
Yeah, apparently.
It's not mega common though, is it? Because I don't see.
No.
Well, you know who started off Stephen Bear. I didn't know you was one of them fellas that wanted to be like Stephen Bear.
Nah,
one
not
of
at
them
all.
women hitting,
Not at all.
raping,
Aye.
putting out revenge porn. I didn't know that's the kind of guy you followed, Mike. But yes, it's if that's
I can
your
only
thing.
You
go-
know what it was? You know what it was? It's just fucking fashion, mate. And I got bored, and it was £1 on Amazon.
Yeah.
And
What for 64 colours? Hold up a sec.
Yeah. No, each one was like 80p.
I can only-
my friend Kate fucking
Oh, yeah, I've seen her. She's fit.
shout out Kate.
This is
This is Mike's.
Mike's doing nails.
I mean, you really shouldn't put that on camera because I'm trying to return it to Amazon.
This is what after you've used it. This
Poor-
is
poor
Mike's
quality.
doing nails after April
Poor
12th,
quality.
by the way.
We're giving Sonny a manicure. Actually, also a side note: the reason why it's still on is because I've never painted my nails before.
And you don't have to get it off.
Like the old Mason Mount.
Yes! Come on the mountain!
But
Carry on.
I didn't get any fucking nail varnish remover. I only put it on to see what it looked like, and then the girls ended up completely
I
painting
quite
it.
like him. I think they're
But can I just ask you, Mike? Right, I'm just going from my perspective here.
Go.
If someone
he's not
turned
there.
up at work with their nails painted, it would be absolute hell on earth for them. He would get.
Oh, you expect a bit of stick, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
He'd get the shit. And is that an old? Are we being old fashioned? Are we being unsensitive here, or?
I don't think it's that sensitive. I think it's just people. Like my industry, I'm a fashion designer. I'm a content creator.
Yes.
So like wherever I've been, when I've had these,
It won't-
people have come up to me like, your nails are like, I love the
When's
fact
that
you paint your
starting?
nails. It's
Yes,
fucking incredible.
yeah. But if you worked on a building
yeah,
site
if I
or
worked on a
in a-
building site, I'd have the shit kicked out of me. But
Yes.
I think that's just.
No, I don't think you would this day. I don't.
I
think,
would.
I've seen boys on building sites with painted nails.
You've
and
never
things
seen
like that.
boys
I
on
have.
building
I've
sites
never
with
been
their
on
nails
building
painted.
sites. I was just trying to stick up for him. You know, it's my fucking co-host down there at the end.
I look like Sonny's mum's favourite rapper.
What, Machine Gun Kelly?
Exactly.
You do look like
I do look.
My mum's an
It's
Eminem
like
fan.
that. What's
Still
that
so.
rapper called? The one he's got like.
6ix9ine. It's gonna be.
Is that?
6ix9ine.
Did you
The
know?
glass, the
Is
sketch.
The one with the
I think
rainbow hair.
rainbow hair.
Rainbow hair.
Yes, he's got
Yeah.
rainbow, and he's even got like his teeth are like rainbow.
Yeah,
and-
yeah, it's
Yeah.
6ix9ine, yeah. It's just
So what is he? Is he gay or what's
No, he's
the?
a rapper. He's just a rapper.
He's just a rapper. It's just, do you know what it is?
He
That's
fucks
what
more.
people
He fucks more birds in a day than I think most people do in
do.
their lives.
Yeah, but
It's money though, isn't it?
is he happy
Fame.
though? I mean,
Oh no, he's
He's an average.
I
He's
don't know.
an
He's,
average rapper.
he's definitely happy. He's 100%
Oh, yeah.
happy.
oh shit, that is my alarm going off. I'm meant to do something at 9.
What are you meant to do?
I am meant to take a tablet.
You got it on you?
Yeah,
Go on, whack it in, son. We're all about pill popping on this show.
Yeah, don't worry, it's nothing.
What is it?
to worry about.
What is it?
Well, it's a bit boring. Like a couple of years ago.
Mate, that's nothing else. Fucking hell. Oh, this is the most exciting thing you've done.
Muzzle tough.
No, all it is. A couple of years ago, I had a minor operation, and what happened in that operation, something went slightly wrong, and I developed a kind of blood
You
clot.
weren't white before, was you?
Huh?
What?
No.
Honestly, we are never going to get a brand partnership for this show.
He's one of my best friends.
No, I said we're never going to get a brand partnership.
Oh, that's all right. I've got loads of black mates. I'm not a sexist. I've got a mum. No, what happened was I had a little blood clot, and one morning I got up to go to work. I got in the shower, and I had this sort of little bit of a ache in the back of my head, and
Was that when you had a stroke?
kind of this. Yeah, it's when I had a stroke. Like, well, it's not a stroke. I don't like to call it a stroke because it's not a stroke. Sort of
You
where
weren't all like limp, was you? You weren't
I
like
weren't.
Patrick Truman
I basically,
at the
I got in the shower, started having a shower, I had this headache, and all of a sudden I felt like I was being pulled down. Sort of dismissed it, and then all of a sudden I realised that I'm falling. So I kind of sort of quickly crouched down. I screamed out to my wife to come in, and
That's a long way down for you, about 6'9".
yeah. But I was sort of, the shower was going. I'm laying there. She's come in, and I said to her, "Babe, the room's spinning, like, and the whole room was literally spinning like that. Yeah, the bathroom was spinning.
You weren't pissed?
So I said, no, sober as a judge. And I said, and then all of a sudden I looked at her, and she was upside down on her head. And I said, you're upside down. And luckily she works in sort of a medical capacity. Like, she doesn't work...
Up the NHS?
Yeah, she don't work for the NHS, but she's medically
Brilliant.
a bit more savvy. And she said, Lou, stay calm. I think you're having a stroke. She called the ambulance. Now I'm stark bollock naked, laying underneath the shower. Do you know what I mean? And all I could think of is the ambulance coming in and seeing me fucking knob. Do you know what I mean? So
Do you know what though? On that note, right, I was just thinking about you naked, right? You're a unit, you know, you're 6'9". You must have a massive...
I mean, it's a great way to start a sentence. I was just thinking about you naked.
You just said it because it made me feel about
join
it.
the queue, buddy.
You must have a fucking proper...
I tell you what, right? I don't want to go into like the appendage. Do you know what I mean?
You know what I mean? You're a black fella. Do you know what I mean?
No, I'm mixed race actually, but again, that's a bit assuming there.
I know. I'm just asking. That's what they say.
No, I mean that's what they say. No,
Do you want to see his knob?
I do kind of a little bit. Yeah. I just wanted to whip it out on the side. See how far it gets across the island on the.
Ask your ex-girlfriend; she'll tell you all about it.
Hey!
Who's ex-girlfriend?
He said yours. Ask your
That's
ex-girlfriend.
my mum.
That's my cousin.
No, I mean, let's be serious about this. Anyway, I ended up in hospital. I'd had a stroke. They'd done all the brain scans, and then ever since then, what I have to do is I have to take blood thinning tablets twice a day. Just
With
to make
a
sure.
glass of wine.
With a glass of wine. Do you know what I mean? Like, with anything I want. No, I'm allowed to drink. But
we should have been allowed.
I'll tell you what, right? In all honesty, my sort of drinking and
You are a drinker. I was a
drinker. I was a heavy
great
drinker.
videos on my phone.
I was a heavy drinker, and I've kind of sort of curbed that a little bit. And nowadays, I'll have the odd glass here and there, but I used to get absolutely. I mean, I remember one time. I'll tell you, this is one of my low points. We went out, and
You're fine, mate.
one of the things that we ended up in a strip club because not to look at the strippers necessarily. But it's because it's one of the latest places that's open. So anyway, we've gone into the strip club, we're in there, I'm drinking hard, I'm drinking wine.
That's me telling Mike his phone's gone again.
And
get a new phone or pay your fucking bill, boy.
That's right, you go, man.
carry on, yeah. When you're in a strip club, what happens is, I don't know, most blokes have
I've
been
never
in one.
I've never been in a strip club.
You was there with me.
Shut the fuck
Anyway,
up.
we was in this strip club, and you keep getting pestered by strippers. They'll come and say, oh, do you want a private dance? Do you want a private dance? Do you want a private dance? Anyway, I'm sitting there, I'm getting drunker and drunker. They keep coming, I keep dismissing them. And then eventually I'm sitting there and I could just feel the heaves coming up. And then I just projectile vomited all
I remember! In Epsom in Stir, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He stripped all over the stripper. He's talking to her in the corner being all creepy.
I wasn't being creepy. She kept coming to me about creepy.
He fucking sicked all over her. We had to frog march him out.
You're exaggerating the story. You're exaggerating.
No, it wasn't. That is the truth. He was sick.
I was sick,
all over
and it
his
landed
poor
on her
stripper.
feet, and it landed on a few other strippers' feet.
A few others. How far was
What
it
the-
going?
It was bad. It stunk and all.
Blood just come. You know, like what's that? The Exorcist.
Yeah.
When the thing
Projectile
it
volley.
was just coming out like. Have you seen Stand By
You
Me
know
when the
your
geezer
wife-
does the pie
your wife's
competition?
probably-
yeah.
That's what we're talking here.
Your wife's probably gonna watch it.
She what? Listen, she
She knows the fucking score. You're the
knows the
geezer
score.
in the house.
She knows to not let you drink too much because you have to repaint the house.
Listen, in my household,
On
I
that
wear
note-
the. Listen, in my household, I wear the trousers. She just tells me what colour.
On that note, so we discovered you hate Hermes, you hate Yodel, you love Jake Paul, and you'd be sick on strippers.
And one question actually we always ask all our guests
Yes.
is, if you were going to be stranded on a desert island,
Yes.
what are 3 things you'd want to have with you? And it can't be like a fucking aeroplane.
No,
helicopter,
I
or a
guess
boat.
yeah. A bit. Obviously, I'm going to be a bit sloppy. I'll have a picture of the family for sure.
You wouldn't have the family. you would have the family. You'd just
No, I'd have the picture of them.
No, I don't want a family.
You don't want the
You can't have a Tommy
You
Tangy,
don't
can
want the
you?
family.
I think I'd take something like a ball or just something that keep me. You know, I'll take a ball or something like that. You know what I mean? Have a little kid. You get hours of entertainment out of a ball, and then maybe a knife. Like, got to be a knife, innit? So you can then cut things and
Good shout. Well
do
played.
stuff. Do you know?
Sonny's was brass, and brass.
Yeah. Oh, you're allowed to take people with you.
Yeah,
You can't take
whatever
people
you
on
want.
board.
Oh, okay.
No, you said
Won't be
you're
on
free,
YouTube,
man.
that's for sure.
I honestly, if I was stuck on an island with Sonny, I'd have fucking hung
At least you'd
myself.
be able to still get content.
I
We'd
would
have to take the equipment.
I would have literally.
Mind you, he'd make a good meal though, wouldn't he? Like, you'd have to.
I'm trim now,
Mate,
man. I'm trim.
if it
I
literally,
started
we could
this
cure
podcast-
him, turn him into jerky. That's 6 years worth
Right,
of
the
food.
fact
Food,
that you
innit?
think that
That's
you could
food.
kill me is unbelievable. And I'm not being funny. From when we first started this, I'm trim.
Yeah, to be fair, you're trim.
I'm trim now.
You have lost a bit of weight,
I'm
son. It's
trim
got
now.
to be said. It's got to be said.
Fucking
He wants us.
Jake
He
Paul.
wants us to say it.
We're happy to announce Sonny's moving to professional boxing.
Jake Paul.
I'd love. I mean, seeing that Tommy Fury would be such an easy knockout, why don't we throw you in the ring with him? Do you know what I mean? Like,
I'd smash him up. Listen, let's
Yeah,
go
right.
for predictions. So you gone Jake Paul, Canelo. Oh no, Tommy Fury. No, get his face on it.
Tommy Fury will hurt Jake.
Will you come back on after they fight?
100%. I'll come on any time.
Yeah,
No problem at
come
all,
back
yeah.
on after they fight, and we can.
No problem at all. That's no problem
We
at
can
all.
rearrange.
Now, right.
And if Jake Paul does win, we'll play the little clip of the video.
Repeatedly, just repeatedly.
Big Bad Lou, Big Lou's barbecue. Anything you want to plug? You got a YouTube show, no?
Well, it's not. Listen, in all honesty, I kind of got into barbecuing in the summer with the lockdown and everything. I enjoy me
good
barbecue
Smoking
smoking.
or
and I got
barbecuing?
into it.
I've got into air frying at the moment because
Oh, have you got the into everyone?
I can't have a barbecue on this balcony.
Okay, we can. Just
No, can't because of just. fuck
Lou,
off.
do you want any
Yeah,
nail polish
fire safety,
before we
shit like
wrap up? Do you want any nail polish? Or?
I'm okay. I'm okay for now.
3 quid a go. 3 quid a pop.
Really, it's fine. Yeah, I'm okay.
Try to earn some money.
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
As
no.
well getting a sponsorship.
You can, yeah, no, I mean, like, I'm into me running and stuff like that. You know, that's about it. Barbecuing, running, going to work. That's my life.
You're going to tell us who
Thanks for coming on, man.
No, pleasure.
Absolutely.
Until next
Pleasure.
time, people, I would wink at the camera, but I haven't got one running. So.
Okay,
Hey!
no problem. Thanks for having us.
Much love.
Great show.